Alrighty guys, we're back for some Naya Sagas, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some normal play mode. But first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat, and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. So what do we got in the build here? Well, first of all, this is a completely rotation-proof build down to the land even. So the first thing you want to do if you're looking into playing this deck like now is maybe add the pathways that you have. Other than that, the deck and the land should work well enough. But yeah, anyways, what else do we got here? We got 4 Goldhounds, 4 Kumano faces Kakkazan, some pretty powerful 1-drops. Goldhound is in here because it's an artifact creature, and the ramp off of this is actually really important in a 3-color deck that's not rocking pathways. I have no idea how these 3-color decks are going to actually turn out once pathways actually rotate. It's going to be crazy. I'm really curious to see what the next set of dual lands is going to look like. We have 4 Michiko's Reign of Truth, and this card is one of the keystones of the deck. So for the first 2 turns, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Very nice. Eventually it exiles, comes back as Portrait of Michiko, and it gets +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment you control. So very nice card. We have 2 Spirited Companions, mainly because it's an enchantment creature, but also the draw is pretty good in general, just replacing itself, while buffing cards like the Reign of Truth and stuff is pretty good. Also, it can buff cards like Kami of Transience, which is going to be a very important creature in the deck. We have 3 Satsuki's The Living Lore. So, this is a 2-drop 1/3 with Selesnya colors up there. Legendary creature. You can tap it, put a lore counter on each saga you control, activate only as a sorcery. So this is going to be a really neat card, and it's been a while since I actually built around this card, which I don't think, when I played with this card in the past for a video, I think I only had 1 of these in the deck, but I don't think it was a full build around. Either way, I would have 4 of them. I actually don't own 4, which works out anyways because it is a legendary creature, and so sometimes you're not going to want to see 3 of these in your hand. Either way, when Satsuki, the Living Lord, dies, choose up to 1. And so you can either return target saga or enchantment creature you control to its owner's hand, or you can return target saga card from your graveyard to your hand, so that could be pretty good too. In our 3-drop spots, we have 3 Restoration of Eiganjos, 4 Fable of the Mirror Breakers, we have 2 Jugan Defends the Temple. In our 4-drop spots, we have 2 Depopulates, 4 Fleetfoot Dancers, and on the very top end of the curve here, we have a Brilliant Restoration as an emergency way to bring everything back from the grave. So let's go over some of these decisions, like Fleetfoot Dancer, for example. 4-drop, 4/4, Trample, Lifelink, Haste. This card is super powerful, and since we're already in Naya colors, it makes a lot of sense to have this here. But it makes even more sense when you think about that Trample, Lifelink pairing with the Michiko's Reign of Truth. Holy cow, you could just be swinging on in with a huge creature. And then don't forget Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Copying the Fleetfoot Dancer is very powerful as well. The Depopulate decision, the decision to have a board wipe in here in general, it isn't just because we have the Brilliant Restoration to maybe bring everything back. There's going to be other moments where we may only have 1 or 2 creatures anyways, and a couple sagas waiting to flip. And so a Depopulate to wipe your opponent's like huge board state, you never know. It could be like going up against some Boros aggro or something. You don't care about your creatures as much as you care about how many creatures they have and how many of them they're buffing with their Luminarchs. So maybe you could Depopulate. Maybe you had like a Living Lore so you could draw a card at least. Either way, on the following turns, some of your sagas will start flipping, so you'll be able to reestablish that board state a little bit faster. And if you're up against a deck that doesn't care about board wipes, then you could always discard this to maybe the Fable of the Mirror Breaker ability as well. The Living Lore, something I wanted to bring up that's kind of insane is if you have this down already, and let's say you have like a creature with trample like Kami of Transience, okay? You can play Michiko's Reign of Truth, get that first ability going, attach it to like the Kami of Transience, make this nice and buff, and then tap down the Living Lore and get the same ability again right on top of the Kami of Transience and swing on in for a big old chunky trampler. And of course that works with the Fleetfoot Dancer as well. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We're just playing pretty powerful sagas in a deck with the Living Lore and Fleetfoot Dancer. That's kind of the whole concept here. In the mana base, we do have 4 plains, 3 mountains, 2 forest. And again, if you have pathways, you're probably going to want to add the pathways. If you don't have them, or if you're just focused on like these rotation proof builds, then don't worry about it because we should be okay. A couple Rockfalls and all the dual lands, including all 4 Jetmir's Gardens. So hopefully the mana base doesn't slow us down too much, but yeah, should be fine. We have some honorable mentions too. Sticky Fingers could be pretty cool in a deck like this. Not only is it an enchantment, but it can generate treasure, and treasure just happens to be artifacts, which works with the Reign of Truth again. And so that could be pretty cool. Generous Visitor. I feel like this is an obvious one, but I couldn't find room for it, and like I don't think it's going to be as good in this deck as some of the other enchantment builds that Visitor can go into. And then Story Weave. We actually played with this card relatively recently, and it was pretty darn cool. I couldn't find room for it though, and I don't think it's going to do as much in here as we would hope. Okay guys, let's go take this into some normal play mode and see how it does. We'll see if we can get right into the first match here. There was like a recent update, because I'm recording this video a little bit later than I would have liked, and the menus at the top changed. You guys will have to let me know. Do you like the new menu change? It's neat. It's fine. Like, it is what it is. Ooh, that's a mulligan, guys. I did not like that starting hand at all. Go ahead and ditch the Brilliant Restoration. We now know that we're not going to draw that. Okay, Jetmir's Garden is not a bad draw. We can go into Living Lore here if we wanted to. Acquisitions Expert. Oh man. I guess Depopulate's fine. We don't want to lose the land here. Another Living Lore. I think I like getting that down now more than the Kami of Transience right now. I don't know. At least we have the other Living Lore to discard here, if that's what they're going to be doing. Which honestly, it looks like that we're going right up against a discard build, which has really been popular recently. Okay, Expert, get rid of the other Living Lore. There's a few ways we can do this next turn. Okay, Goldhound. Okay. So how do I want to do this? Play the land, obviously. We can go Kumano, and then tap this, and then play this and get a counter on it anyways. The problem is, we could also just play this and then play Kumano directly. And then we can wait till next turn. If they don't have us discard Goldhound, then we actually get a counter on it, and then we can tap this next turn to get a nice hasty creature through. Hopefully. We'll see. I have a feeling Goldhound isn't going to survive the trip to next turn. Yeah, for being a rotation-proof build, I have high hopes for this deck. There's just like some of the decks that I've been putting together recently, I happen to just be using powerful cards, and so I end up getting my my hopes set pretty high because they're just packed full of powerful cards. Nice, taking out the Living Lore, so we can We can totally return Kumano if we want to ping another damage through. Yeah, let's do that. Because we get another counter on Kami of Transience too. Like, that's actually not half bad. Yeah, that's not half bad. And we don't hold Goldhound because we know what kind of deck we're up against here. Alright, down to 18. Let's hope we can keep Kami of Transience over top of a meat hook for this whole game. Hope we draw a creature too, I suppose. Actually, there's a lot of different things we could draw here. Oh, nice. We get a great swing next turn. Okay, some land. We play it. 5 damage slipping on through. Goldhound has Menace. And Kami of Transience. Yeah, I was going to say there's no way they block that with a Trespasser. Unfortunately, it goes to nighttime, and this is pretty scary. We ran out of fuel fast, which happens when you're up against discard decks. Feels like they've barely played anything, too. Oh, they actually got rid of a meat hook. They weren't seeing land, so that's why. Yeah, Lantern. Oh, man. Okay. Decline. Yeah, Lantern's bad. They're gonna start gaining some life here. Okay, that's all of our graveyard. Okay, Restoration, nice. I would have loved to see that last turn, but this works. We get to thin out the deck. Kami of Transience gets a nice boost. Like, this is great. That's very, very good for us. Double block into the etching isn't the worst thing. It isn't the worst thing. Not the best thing. But it isn't the worst. Because we're so low that any of their creatures dying is fine. Like, somehow they are racing us. It's very scary. We're going to take the 3 so we can chump the 4. And we get to bring Etching back from the grave next turn if we discard what we draw, which it might just end up being another land. So bringing back Kumano is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird first match. We didn't get to... Oh, that's right. They get to take it. Yeah, darn. Darn, the Trespasser's so valuable. Oh, man. We should chump because we're getting dangerously low. You guys can see the importance of living lore in the build, huh? Because if we had it out there still, we'd actually be getting the Architect of Restoration this turn, which would have been crazy. Yeah, getting those out sooner. Decline. So, okay. So the Midnight Sky. Oh, man. Oh, man. We have to swing because we have to hope that they block because they have 5 flying in the air regardless, and then like they have the ability, and so yeah, that was a GG at either way, huh? Good game. That was a sick drop by the opponents. Very powerful cards in their deck as well. It's surprising how popular discard builds have been recently. But yeah. Huh, that's strange. The MMR's back up again. I don't trust this MMR rating. I don't think anyone has gotten back to me yet on what a good MMR is, but like it's been up and down pretty rapidly. I don't know if that's a common thing or if it's just like a little bit bugged out or something too. Because that's like a relatively new thing showing that over there. Alright, let's see if we can get a better second match here. Not terrible, it's pretty slow. We knew the land was going to slow us down a little bit, but I think overall it should be fine. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have enough basic lands to actually, like, yeah, see them off the top and stuff, so that's good news. Yeah, this isn't a Fable turn because we don't want to play right into a Jwari Disruption. So swinging for 4 is fine if we can. Yeah. Infernal Grasp, nice. Okay. So that makes the Reign of Truth next turn a little worse. Yeah, get your Fable down as soon as possible. Makes sense to me. So the good news is we do get to play a card here. And it's going to be our own Fable as we are searching for our 4th land. Yeah, right into some Grixis control potentially, some Grixis Reanimator, Grixis Vampires. Like this could be a bunch of different things. Depopulate, okay. Okay, we'll see if they run away with it at all. Okay, what do we want to discard? Like, the Brilliant Restoration is tempting, but against a deck like that, I doubt it'll even resolve. And so I'd rather just get rid of it now. Let's attempt the Fleetfoot Dancer. Nice. They have 5 open mana, guys. Could be a big score, could be an Evelyn, that makes sense. If they block the 2/2, at least the 4 gets through and we'll gain 4. That's not bad, because we get a little bit of ramp here. Evelyn is very scary, though. It can generate a lot of value. Oh boy, they hit a Kami of Transience from us. How dare! Well, the second they start killing some of our creatures, we have the emergency Depopulate here. Take out their token as well. Nice. Their Reflection's pretty scary. Depending on what they play, of course. They can't really copy the Evelyn successfully. It's a non-legendary creature anyways. Yeah, that's pretty good. So when does the Depopulate come down? I guess as soon as they... Okay, so they played a land this turn. They have 4 open. They go Massacre for 1 to kill our portrait. So, okay. So we're going to swing. And first of all, yeah, take action. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay. Oh, man. Couple Reign of Truths. That's tempting. Just get a big ol' swing in. We could. Too bad I don't have 1 more mana. Oh, well, we could go Spirited Companion to try to draw it, but I feel like this is just a little bit better. Unless they have a Fading Hope. In which case, oops. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the deck was supposed to be doing. Still have the emergency to populate. We can take a ton of damage. If they wipe our board, we can wipe their board. Like, yeah, go for the Blood Tithe Harvester. Looks cool. They hit a Living Lore from us. Disdainful Stroke, that's something we gotta be cautious about. They kill the Dancer. Back up to 5. Now, if they don't kill the Reflection... If they don't kill the Reflection, if they get a little greedy here, then the Reign of Truth is gonna be buffing that. Yeah, that's the problem with Reign of Truth. If your opponent has a ton of removal, then it's going to be hard to actually plug into one of your creatures. Especially on the second round. Yeah, they got rid of the Reflection too, so Depopulate looks incredible here. Oh my goodness. They're not even swinging with this in case we have more haste, which is smart. Very, very smart. Do we have to target a creature? I guess we do. I guess we do. They do draw a card from the Depopulate, but I mean, could you imagine a better time to actually just play this? I can't. I can't imagine a better time, so there we go. Back down to 20. They're at 4. This is anyone's game, guys. Anyone's. A much more exciting match than the first match. Although, I wonder, do we have a better chance now than in the first game? They dwindled us down pretty fast in the first game, but we also had pretty bad draws too. It's like, yeah, I wonder, you know? Okay, portraits come out, and we're gonna attempt the Kami of Transience. Okay. Yeah, what the heck? I'm gonna try the Fable over the Companion here. Companion's good and all, but... Okay, they go for the Abandoned Mire. What are they gonna grab here from the grave? Probably an Evelyn. Was it? It was. Okay. Discard 2, draw 2, find whatever you need to beat the opponent, right? Okay, what you find, opponent? They actually did get rid of 2 there, too. 2 land. Oh, this has flash. They want to play cards, man. They want to get this out there. They have a Voltage Surge. Voltage Surge, one of the portraits. Nice. Pretty good. Back up to 5. They're safe here if they don't swing. Restoration's good, though. I'm going to decline this, guys. Buffing the Kami of Transience a few times. Let's start by thinning out the deck. They have the second Voltage Surge. Kami of Transience is about to bite the dust, unfortunately. As soon as we play the other Spirited Companion... Yeah. I mean, maybe they don't, but I'm pretty sure Kami of Transience is about to die here. Okay. Oh, Evelyn. Evelyn, why do you do this to me? So powerful. Ooh! Very nice. Very nice draw off the Companion. And guess what? We full swing. Portrait goes up to 7. Getting some extra treasures never hurt nothing. Man, this card's hard to deal with, guys. Hard to deal with. Look at all this. They could play a Planeswalker this turn. They have a ton of Kami of Transience. It's probably Kaito, yeah. Draw a card, then discard a card. They're just searching. Maybe holding back the token was better there because it depends. Okay, restoration. Okay. How do we want to do this? So, next creature, exile. Okay. So, do we want to bring anything back here? Or do we just want to use the other restoration? Probably the Reign of Truth, but we don't have... They have chump blockers for days is the problem. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. Let's do it. Yeah, buff the Spirited Companion. Yeah, chump blockers for days for the opponent. Swing. They're forced to block. So, by blocking with Evelyn over Reflection, I wonder what that means. I wonder what they have. Probably something to bring it back, maybe? I don't know. I'm on the edge of my seat, though. I know that much. I can't believe the match has gone on this long already. So many powerful cards in the opponent's deck, and yeah, the block with the Evelyn was surprising. The Abandoned Mire is how they got it back the first time. They might just have... What could this be? Yeah, no blocks, because if it's like a meat hook, then we don't want them to be able to get rid of the portrait easily. Like a meat hook for 5 doesn't hit. Yeah, we just take the damage either way. I don't want to get tricked into anything. Meat hook for 2. Okay, but they still have 3 open then, and portrait's at 4, so... Alright, we get Kami of Transience back to our hand. Beautiful. Okay. Everything looks fine to me. It sucks that they have a chump blocker still, but that's why Kami of Transience is so important. Alright, and we're just gonna play both of them, guys. If they have board wipes, they have them. At least Kami of Transience comes back to hand anyways. Take out the Kaito this turn too. It's better than getting 2 through to their face. Okay. Etching makes it so that way the meat hook doesn't actually have us lose a life. There's the other Evelyn. Guys, there it is. Let's go. Okay. Woo. What a match, guys. There were probably a few different options for me during that match that I could have played a little bit better. But either way, we got there, which is awesome. Holy cow. That's good because we got to get into the next match because these starting hands are going to be very important to see whether or not the deck is worth our time, worth like testing more or looking into more. Which I did a bunch of test draws against Sparky to make sure that I was able to actually draw land. It it looked a little bit different than this, but yeah, this is fine. This is okay. A turn 2 Goldhound is pretty slow, but start with the Rockfall Vale. Because if we do draw an untapped land, then it would have been Kami of Transience over the Reign of Truth. Goldhound comes down and we can go into Jugan. Nope, they're going to kill the Goldhound before we get to ramp off of it, which means it's probably going to be Kami of Transience. Oh, perfect. Nice. Very nice. Let's get that down. Get that going, because next turn, even if we don't draw a land, we can attempt the Fleetfoot Dancer. If the monk survives. If it survives. Go blank. Okay. Depopulate's going to be pretty useless, I guess, and Kami of Transience can come back, so... Oh, no, it can't. It gets exiled. Oh, guys, I'm crazy. I played Magic once. I played it once long ago. At least Fleetfoot doesn't get hit by a meat hook for 2, so... If it's another go blank, we're just, like, out of cards. Like we're just out. It looks like Fleetfoot's about to bite the dust. Oh! Another go blank! Oh no! Oh guys, I got the dragon emotes. I couldn't resist because of the little red dragon. Little grumpy red dragon. I couldn't resist. I never know when to use emotes properly though. Yeah, we play everything. I'm telling you guys, these discard builds in normal play mode are like so bizarrely popular. And I guess I can see why. Like, look at how fast we just ran out of everything. So, what could I have discarded differently there? I guess nothing really, since they went go blank 2 turns in a row and I wanted to get the Fleetfoot down. Like, so first thing they need here is they need to see removal for the Fleetfoot. Oh, March. Hitting the Remnant of the Rising Star, going back up to 13, gives them more than 2 turns to find removal for the Dancer. Oh no. We might have 100% loss rate against mono black discard. Okay, that's pretty bad. Seeing just land off the top is pretty bad. We play it though. There's no reason to keep it in hand when they could potentially have us discard it. Could be like a second Invoke Despair. We know that those decks are riddled with removal. Jetmir Witch, nice. Okay, Shamble Buddy, so they could potentially double block here. We get to thin out the deck. We get 1 step closer to Restoration. However, yeah, no, we do this. It's a double block for the opponent. but they might take the 4 too. And if we slow down at all, then they can start catching up real fast. So if it's not a double block, I think a double block's pretty good for us here, actually. Okay, it's going to be a chump, and maybe they grab treasure. I mean, yeah, they grab treasure here because they can't. So, okay. All right, I have no idea. I don't know whose game this is. They're down to 6. We're at 32. We have a long time to draw stuff that we need. So, but so does the opponent. It really depends. Meat hook for 4 could happen. Yeah, the attack there tells me that it's going to be some form of board wipe, because they didn't even power up Hive, which they could have. We're 1 land away from Restoration, but a Restoration wouldn't be... I guess it's pretty bad, isn't it? Because of the go blank exiling everything. Meat hook for 4. Yep. Back up to 7. Reign of Truth. Okay. Yeah, that's probably not worth playing right now. We can just get the rest of that damage through without discarding this. That would be great. Yeah, if we could get Architect, if we could save the Reign of Truth in hand. I can't even talk right now. Yeah, so they can gobble up the Jugan defends the temple, and if we top deck Restoration, it happens to be... Oh. Well, next turn they can gobble up. Okay. Another mountain. I'm gonna save the mountain in hand in case they have like a acquisitions expert or something. Then we actually have an option. You know? I wish that had haste so bad. The Reign of Truth doesn't get the Architect to 7, but it does do a decent amount of extra damage. Underdog slams onto the table as a blocker, and they still have mana open for Hive, which could be a double block on the Architect then. No, my Architect! Oh, they gain a bunch of life here too. Oh no, guys. Oh no. The double go blank slowed us down so much. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a way through. The Architect was our best chance. At this point. Okay, hold up now. Living Lore? We might be able to get this damage through. There's a big problem of like having to hold back the Reign of Truth because we just don't have haste or anything. Like a top deck of even a Fleetfoot Dancer wouldn't be that great because the Reign of Truth would only buff for 1 because they killed everything else. Okay, they're going for the damage. Yeah, they're going for it, and I'm gonna take that damage. Take the Jugan probably? Yeah. No blocks. Alright, they're down to 8, so if we draw like a Kumano, Restoration, that does thin out the deck. Not terrible. It's our last plains. Reign of Truth buffs this a couple, but you have to tap it down to activate it, but we're not doing that. We're actually swinging in, getting them down to 5. Oh my goodness, guys. What are these matches even? Hopefully we have time for another match after this. Invoke! No! My creature! Oh no, if they get a land here, they can still swing in. Oh, this is good at least. That's right, we do get to return. What do I want to return at this rate? Honestly, I guess the Restoration. What a match, guys. What a match. So it doesn't look like mono black discard, does it? It looks like mono black control, but with some really cool choices, really cool decisions. So we can go submit, bring back the Living Lore, Restoration. We might be able to get there, guys. We might be able to, but I think it's leaning towards the opponent pretty heavily here. Because we don't know what's left in their hand. Another Hive. Powers up Hive. Swings for 6. The Architect's going to be a pretty powerful... Whoa, they're going down to 4. Oh, that's risky. Did they just tap out? Wait. Guys. They just tapped out. Okay. So, first of all, we have to discard whatever we drew. Kumano's a great draw, by the way, but no. Submit. Bring back the Reign of Truth. Where'd it go? Oh, the Hive gobbled it up. Oh no! I got so excited. I got so excited, guys. Oh no. Crap. Darn. Oh man. Yeah, the Reign of Truth. Yeah, the exile. Oh man. That was a great match, opponent. That was really good. GG. I'm gonna let him play it out. Oh, actually, that's all I needed to do. Yeah, good game. Woo! That was tough. It was tough, guys. Let's see if we can get... yeah, listen to me. I can't even talk after that match. Let's see if we can get one more match in here, and hopefully it's up against something that isn't, like, control base. I really want to see how this does against a creature build. Yeah, that last build just looked like a pretty unique version of mono black aggro, which was kind of awesome. I can't believe how much the Go Blanks just slaughtered us. These have been really bad hands, huh? Oh, these are so bad. These are so bad, guys. We can't drop to 5. Okay, good. It's still a really bad hand, though. Okay. No 2-drop. We're just gonna get the farmland down this turn. Yeah, pretty bad. We do have a turn 3 Fleetfoot if we want, but... And at this rate, pretty much anything we draw... Okay, that's bad too, yeah. Goldhound is a goner. Turn 2 Goldhound at that. Fable. Okay, we have our own Fable, luckily. It's a good draw. Woo, buddy. If anything, in the final thoughts, we got to talk about these draws. They've been pretty bad, and overall, we only have 23 land, actually. We seem to see a lot of them off the top anyways. So we take it because we actually want that treasure as well. And I think we actually end up... Oh, they use Soaring City on that. Okay, yeah, we definitely dropped the land since we got the Rockfall. Did we draw here? Nice, okay. Okay, now we're talking. Let's get that Dancer down, start to do some damage. Gain a little bit. This took us way too long to set up against a Hinata build, guys. Yeah, Magma Opus. Okay, yeah. This is Hinata. Goldspan. Goldspan comes down. And we might be able to get a Depopulate through. But with 4 mana open, I feel like that's going to be a Test of Talents or a Negate, potentially. Fable. Still have 2 mana open. What's the last card in their hand, do you guys suppose? If it's a double block, it's fine, but they'd probably take it. Okay. Yeah. Gotta get rid of that Goldspan. Wow, that actually went through. Okay. Now hold on just a minute. We might be back in this. Okay, now the reason we attempted the board wipe even though we had a great setup with Reflection and Fleetfoot Dancer, is because they had Goldspan, and that's all they need to pop off. They definitely had enough mana generators. They could copy the Goldspan with Reflection. It wasn't looking great for us at all. Yeah, that's sticking, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so we definitely, even though the Fleetfoot Dancer copy would have been sick. Oh, it's sticking because of the Bank Buster, that's right. So a land off the top here would actually be pretty good. Getting Fable and Restoration down, then using the Living Lore's ability would be insane. They get their Hinata, they have 2 mana open for the Bank Buster. Okay. The reason, so Fable isn't going to do anything for us, so maybe we don't want to use the Living Lores on that. Are there any good 2-drops we want to bring back here? Not really, just Goldhound or another land. The reason we would use the Living Lore's ability is because we'd get one step closer to these becoming creature land. But I'm also okay with discarding. I don't know. I want the creature lands as soon as possible. Not creature lands. I'm crazy, guys. Don't listen to a word I say. Because, yeah, we could activate this discard and see what we draw. But I think it's okay to just play these out. That's right, we do get the planes there that we can discard. Alright, let's do this. Well, let's start with attacking. Because a trade with Hinata would be insane for us. That would be so good. I think they take the 4, though. I think we can cheese this on through. What do you guys think? With 2 mana open, it's probably just tapping the Bank Buster down. I'd be shocked if the last card in their hand is actually something that can take care of this. They trade with Hinata. Nice. A pretty good trade for us, guys. We want to start with, you may discard 2 cards. We're going to start with Fable here. We'll get rid of the planes. See what we draw. Farmland. Yeah, let's bring Kami of Transience back to the board. I think that's okay. That's pretty cool, guys. That's a pretty cool line of play overall. So they use Bank Buster's ability. They're looking for answers now. Got them on the run. These are about to flip. Too bad they don't have haste. That's been a theme today, huh? My card's not having haste. Okay, so they had another Hinata, so it wasn't that bad of a trade for them. They can probably safely pass. Because Bank Buster is about to throw another planes off the top. These land have been pretty bad, huh? Gotta talk about that too. Only having 23, you'd think we wouldn't be in this amount of trouble all the time. But yeah, when you need them the most, you don't see them. And when you don't need them at all, that's all you draw. That doesn't happen all the time. That's usually deck based for some reason. We can't swing here, guys. There are no safe swings. And Reflection just being alive over there is horrendous. Yeah. We have to wait. That's brutal. Alright. It's looking good, but it's also looking good for the opponent, which is scary to say the least. Reckoner, Bank Buster just keeping their hand nice and stocked. They have Hall of the Storm Giants over here. At any moment, they could drop another Goldspan. Oh no! Oh no! They could swing, they'll have 6 mana open, which means a Magma Opus could drop from hand. Yeah, they go in. Full swing, come on now. Ah, that's 12 damage in the air. I'm actually shocked they're not going for it. They must not have a Magma Opus then, or a way to win this turn. Because if they did, another Bank Buster, the 4 mana open. Okay, it comes down to a land. No. Come on now. Okay, all right, we get to play one of these at least, I guess, if we really want to. Oh no. Well, sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't. We're super dead. We are super dead, unfortunately. So we just full swing. Because we can't stop them in the air with anything here, so... It came down to the draw. Could you imagine top-decking a Fleetfoot Dancer there? Copying it with Reflection and swinging in? Oh, that would have been like the sweetest freaking play. Oh, buddy. That would have been so cool. Yep, power that up. They can block both Architects, take 5, and swing on in next turn. And we'll let the opponents play this out, unless it ends up taking too long. Yeah, this is one of those... This is... Oh, they're going to take 6. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this makes more sense, actually, because this is going to die at the end anyways. So, yeah, the opponent had much better blocks there, since they can take the damage. They were thinking, though... They were thinking a little bit because they didn't know what we had in our hand, so... Yeah, Fleetfoot off the top would have been crazy powerful. How many Fleetfoots are left in the deck? Fleetfoot. 3 of them. 7.5% chance. Did we play a Fleetfoot this game? Forgot we even played one. Yeah, we're gonna let them finish this out, though. They're still being cautious because we have, like, 1 card in hand, but they're going for it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was gonna say, what if they're too cautious about it? Because, yeah. They have a haul. Good game opponent. 25% win rate for the deck today, and I honestly think that that win rate doesn't represent the overall... deck. I think that we really had trouble getting there today, and that, you know, it's just one of those days. Let's talk about the deck a little bit, though. Here's the deck list again, and so a few things. The mana base is pretty slow, and it slowed us down a lot, and we had to mulligan a few times because of it, and I'm actually surprised by that. Something you could do is maybe drop a garden and go up a mountain. That way you have your turn 1, yeah, so you have your turn 1 play more often, but I don't know if I would do that, because the Jetmir's garden is going to be pretty important, especially since we're having trouble seeing all 3 of the mana anyways. So since it is a completely rotation-proof build, I didn't have the pathways, and like I said earlier, if you're playing this right now, and you have the pathways, then play the pathways, because this deck is going to get way better if you add the pathways, because having the option of like playing a card on red or white or red or green or white is so powerful. It's actually surprising to me. I never would have thought that that pathways would be so important, but they sure are, aren't they? So something to note is, yeah, you really want your red sources at the beginning, and you really want your red sources to make sure you can get Fable down. But once we got the mana, we had no issue seeing mana at all. So it was really almost awkward, where we were top decking way too much mana, even though we only had 23. Now having the ramp on Goldhound, ramp on Fable, potential ramp with Fable, and potential ramp with the monks on Jugan. Technically potential ramp on Goldhound too. It's all potential, isn't it? But still, we're also ramping with Restoration, grabbing planes from the deck, and so it just ended up being too much, even though I thought we were going to have too little at first, because I don't know, like we want to be able to cast Fleetfoot Dancer as soon as possible and Restoration too, but yeah. What would you guys change? Let me know in the comments down below, and I guess keep it rotation proof overall, you know? Or keep your suggestions rotation proof. That way if other people want to read the comments and add suggestions for the build. There's a lot of power packed into the sagas from Neon Dynasty, and so just building a deck around that concept is insane. Living Lore is a little slow, and some may say a little janky as well, but when you do get to do stuff with it, it's pretty darn cool, and by getting like your enchantment creatures onto the board faster, technically that should help you out quite a bit, but yeah. Either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.